now. So, in today's episode of CPW, I'll be interviewing a work colleague and a friend of mine by the name of Sharmita, who's going to be talking about diabetes and how it affects her, and when she was first diagnosed, and the medication she takes, or if she takes any medication. So, without further ado, Shamita, thank you for coming on to my podcast.
You're welcome and thank you for having me.
So, yeah, can you explain to the listeners when you were first diagnosed with diabetes?
Yeah, it was in November of 2015 after I felt ill with extreme tiredness, exhaustion, and I got a infection. Um, it was a type of infection that people can get, uh, if they have diabetes. So, yeah, that spurred it on.
So, so after you were diagnosed, um, what did the GP say? Did the GP say you have to take medication? Did they say that it can be managed through diet?
Yeah, so I got a call with the GP. So after my blood test results, GP called me and tell me that I'm diabetic, and he put me on medication straight away. Um, he put me on metformin, 2 tablets a day, and yeah, so it's basically telling me to lose some weight, even though I'm not considered overweight, but you know the apple shape, so I am overweight around my waist. So exercise, and obviously I had to change my diet. So yeah.
Okay, um, so in terms of the diet, what kind of things could and what kind of things could and you couldn't eat?
Well, definitely I have to cut down on the sugar. I'll cut it out. So I had to cut out the sugar in my tea. I had to, it was hard, but I had to cut out all the Ribena I was drinking. And the other one to watch out for is carbohydrates. So I already had cut out the rice, so I just had to cut down, on pasta, bread, which was very difficult because um, their main foods which people eat on a daily basis. So then I had to obviously eat more vegetables, some more healthier options, chicken, meat, yeah,
So
lifestyle basically.
yeah, so the ethnic group, is it more diabetes, is it more common in like the Asian and black community, or
Apparently so. Yeah, they say it is that we somehow we're more predisposed to it, and I think they say it's partly down to our diet. I mean, the food that we eat. I know, like for example, Indian food, the Indian sweets, full of glucose, especially when people we make it from scratch, and a lot of sugar goes in it. So yeah, things like that. Um, and we tend to use this other ingredient called ghee, which is very high in fat and saturated. It's not very good. So yeah, so the diets in some cultures is not very helpful. So I have cut down, but yeah, it was very hard. But I watch what I eat. I really have to, because if not, then I can feel it that I'm not okay myself. I can feel the effects.
so you said you can feel it. So what kind of how do you know that you're getting run down or getting feeling
Yeah. So if I've had too much sugar or carbs in my diet, I get very thirsty.
Okay.
Yeah, I get very thirsty, and my skin becomes very itchy. So I get skin conditions, rashes. So yeah, I think another sign of diabetes is you can get blotches on your skin around, say, like under your arms, or and yeah, even your legs. You can get you get these rashes, just very itchy, very itchy, and excessive thirst. So, but when I'm low, when my sugar level is low, I get very weak and tired, just tired. So then I eat something sweet, and then I'm all right.
So very briefly, there's two types of diabetes. I know there's diabetes 1 and diabetes 2. So can you explain very briefly the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, so type 1 is insulin dependent.
Okay.
And people get that earlier on in life. It comes on suddenly, as opposed to gradually, like type 2. And it's insulin dependent. For example, that's my dad. So he takes insulin twice a day,
Okay.
and he has to be very strict with his diet,
Okay.
because it affects the diabetes, can affect the extremities. That's why we have our routine feet check, with the GP, and if you have a cut, if we cut ourselves, especially with type 1, it will take a lot longer to heal,
Okay.
and in really unfortunate cases it can go gangrene. So we have to be very careful with our extremities. That's why exercise is very important, to get the blood flowing around everywhere. And type 2 is diet. You can try it by diet or tablets. So I'm on tablets, but if I was very strict, very, very strict, it means I could hopefully aim to have it diet control, but I need very strict discipline for that, which I don't have. But the good thing is I'm down from 2 tablets a day to 1 tablet a day.
That's good.
Yeah.
And very quickly, has has the lockdown impacted on your diabetes at all?
Yeah, yes, it has. Um, in a different way. I wouldn't say that a good or worse. It's just in the fact that I'm not moving about a lot. I'm just at home, working from home. So I only just go out to do food shopping. And then after work, I sometimes get too tired to do a workout.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas in the office, the difference was I'll just be eating a lot of biscuits, because the stress of it, and being tired, more tired, getting up early and things like that. So yeah, I'd crave a lot of biscuits and things, but at home I'm not craving that. It's just a lack of movement. So I've put on a lot of weight in my middle, a lot. So I've gone up a dress size basically. So I need to be strict with myself and do my workouts.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.